Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the fifth episode in the Land of the Lustrous reaction series. Back at it again today with another episode. Very happy to be here. I thought I'd take this as an opportunity to talk about the schedule going forward. The way I understand it is this show is 12 episodes, so the plan right now is for me to do one today, two the next week, two the next week, and then a big finale with the three. And that's the plan. The plan is subject to change, but that's hopefully what I can accomplish going forward with this series. That big 3 episode banger at the end is a dream of mine, so hopefully we can make that a reality. So the reason for the one episode today, I'm gonna be honest, I worked late last night and I'm just kind of tired. But we're still gonna get something out there, and we're gonna make up for it in the subsequent weeks, if that makes any sense. Cool, cool. Speaking of making up for it, I've also got an opportunity coming up for a Tuesday slot, I believe, in addition to Monogatari and Land of the Lustrous. It would definitely be a bit of a different slot, if that makes any sense. I'm kind of vetting comedy and slice of life shows, that kind of thing. I've seen a lot of these kind of shows in the past and I really do enjoy them, so I saw an opportunity for a slot there, but please have a look at my anime list just so you're not recommending stuff I've seen before. It's linked in the description. And just kind of a slot that isn't so analysis heavy. It's something that I want to record and edit on the same day and get it out. Just something, a bit lighter. It helps me get another episode out a week, which is something I've been looking to do. So, yeah, any suggestions for something that's a little less analysis heavy but still worthy of a reaction? I'd be very appreciative. But we're watching Land of the Lustrous today, and like every week, I'm going to have a look at all the comments on the video. And we've got one here today from Mad Makashimu, who's back from last week again. He says, "More gems to God of Gems." Am I the God of Gems? Maybe that's a bit presumptuous. So main instrument for Cinnabar theme is erhu, which is a Chinese two-stringed instrument. I think that's the one that made like the pretty sounds that I really liked. Yeah, I was a really big fan of that piece of instrumentation as well, so I might try to look for that a little bit later. Snail eat Foss and digested it, give ability to understand her speech. She was never Foss. Yeah, okay. I'm I've been corrected on this outside of these videos as well, so yeah, I don't know where I got that from. I guess I kind of just believed Daya when she was like Foss, and I'm like, oh yeah, that must be Foss then, even though there was evidence to the contrary all over the place. Snail ventricosus, I might just call her Ventry, I think, because I'm just going to stumble over my words if I try to say that every single time, has the same VA as Senju Gahara, which is Chiwa Saito. Foss VA Tomoyo Kurosawa won the Best Lead Actress in the 12th Seiyu Awards for this role. I might just have a little look at the voice cast quickly. I think that'll be quite interesting to see what else I've seen from them as well. So Chiwa Sato is kind of keeping with the Shaft Studio theme here with Homura Akemi, or Homura from Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica, one of my favorite shows. So big ups there to her. Wait, Aoi Asahina, is that in the game as well? Let me see that. Hell yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm a big Danganronpa fan, so that's exciting as well. I really like her character as well in the game, so that's exciting. And yeah, only another couple things that looks like I haven't seen them before, which is good. But yeah, she's voice acted a couple characters I like. I mean, she's a very good voice actress. She's killing it as Senju Gahara at the moment, so big ups to her. And who was the other one? Tomoyo Kurosawa. Let me check that one as well. Okay, looks like she's keeping with Studio Orange with Vash the Stampede. She's going to play that character in the new Trigun series made by them, which is going to be interesting. Oh, of course, it's Kumiko. Yeah, Hibeki Euphonium is another fantastic show, and yeah, she kills it as Kumiko. That also means that she is in. Yeah, she's in Akadama Drive. I thought she was great in that as well. I think Mad Makashima mentions Akadama Drive later, but yeah, she's actually one of my big favorites. Looking through some of this other stuff as well, relatively young as well. Well, that's exciting. She's obviously extremely talented as well. Yeah, she's done a great job. Yeah, shoutouts Kumiko. I didn't even know it was Kumiko, so there you go. Back to Mad Makashima's comment. The author of the manga, Haruko Ichikawa, studied Buddhism. This kind of clicks with their kind of philosophy of the world, I guess. It's very interesting, I think. I'm going to delve a little bit into that a little bit more as the show delves into it as well, I think. It seems to me that originally Lunarians dropped Snail as a new tactic. Her mission was to eat someone and then run into the sea to the place where they pick her up in exchange for the gem fragments to her brother. Plan failed and Ventry improvised and posed as Foss to lure others, but Cinnabar helped restore Foss. Now, when Foss speak to her, she decided to use information she collected to manipulate, lure Foss to the meeting place with the Lunarians. This makes perfect sense. Okay. That's very interesting. I guess when you think about it, it makes sense. It's not particularly legible in the text until you know everything that's going on, until you got the piece of information that I got at the end of the last episode. But now that thinking back on it, yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. Yeah, great pickup, I think. Recommendations? Got Ergo Proxy. I've never seen Ergo Proxy. I have no idea what it's about. I know it's an older show, but yeah, I'd be absolutely open to seeing it. My understanding is a little bit more analysis heavy, so I probably won't do it in the Tuesday slot, but definitely on the list. I'll probably do some kind of poll for these new slots at some point as well, I think. Akadama Drive, he mentions. I'm a massive Akadama Drive fan. I'm a massive Kodaka fan. I'd react to it again, honestly, but Akadama Drive fucking rules. Yeah, that show's awesome. Mentions Nichijou. This is another bad part. I've basically seen every single Kyoto Animation show because they're incredible, and Nichijou is no exception. Like, it's just really, really good. Like, it actually, if I hadn't seen it, it would be something perfect for that slot. So something like Nichijou would be perfect for the Tuesday, I think. And Shogen Roku Rakugo Shinju. I've seen first 4 episodes, I want to say, of that show. Wasn't really vibing with it, but I think it would thrive in this kind of setting where I can actually, sit aside some time, get myself a nice cup of tea or something, and just kind of watch it and actually analyze it and go through everything. But in a casual setting, yeah, just was too much. I was trying to relax, and that show doesn't want to relax. It's kind of one of those. Enjoying rewatching Hoseki no Kuni and Monogatari, I rewatch both series constantly. Always interested to watch analysis and discussion of these series. Keep up the good work. Hello from Russia. I really enjoy your comments, Mad Makashime, so please keep them up. I'm reading them all and gives me a lot of points to go off with future stuff as well. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you want your comment read, like Mad Makashima's here, you can comment below, and I'll put it in the next video. Even if you want to comment on old episodes, on something that I might have missed, I'll see them as well and do them in these new episodes. So please keep the comments up. Now we're going to try to do a recap of the last couple episodes, just to refresh everyone on where we're at and what's happening. So the gems try to save Foss from the snail, but he is feared dead. Daya and the other gems mistake Foss for the remnant snail from the fight, who is now Ventry, and we got a bit more context there. Daya ponders whether this Foss would even want to be saved and is happier without the weight of expectation. I think this is something going forward to Daya that we're going to keep an eye on, put a pin in it. It's probably coming back, but it's kind of like her character arc, not living up to the expectations of being a diamond compared to Bortz, and maybe letting go of some of that. Daya then visits Cinnabar and explains the Foss situation. Cinnabar's is tsundere, and tsundere's out of control here, but gives Daya crucial information, accidentally, that saves Foss, and Foss can be taken from the shell, because the snails eat different rocks and they become the shell. There's a nice scene here between Daya and Bortz, I thought, where Bortz kind of picks up on some cues from Daya, I think, and shows a little bit and is a little bit less of a dick about it all, which is nice. I think we needed a scene like that from Bortz, I think. Then Daya runs through the house, wakes everybody up, and they break down the shell, and Foss is revived? Question mark? Well, I guess he was never dead, really. This was an absolutely gorgeous sequence. I love the music during it. It was fantastic. One of the highlights of the last couple episodes. Foss can now speak to the snail thing, whose name is Ventricosis, or I'm going to call her Ventry because it's just easier for me. The next episode starts, and Adamant has kind of like a dream while meditating, and it's got a lot of ominous imagery, kind of blowing away all of the Lunarians, and then the ocean is rough. And then we go to the ocean at the end of that next episode, so there's maybe something there. Foss wants to help Cinnabar as soon as he can, find some history between Adamant and Cinnabar, where Adamant tried a similar thing, trying to find something for Cinnabar to do, but has currently been unsuccessful in doing so. There was another piece of imagery there of poisoning a flower, which I thought was evocative. Ventry tells Foss of gem people in the ocean, and she wants to go to the ocean to have a look. Ventry and Foss discuss death and what it means and the history of the world and the whole spirit, flesh, and bone thing, and which is very interesting. We're going to dive a little bit more deeply into that. That's a piece of philosophy that kind of changes everything that I already knew about the show and recontextualizes everything. So we're going to see how that goes going forward. Ventry leads Foss to this certain location in the ocean, and a trap is sprung by Ventry. As Mad Makashimu says, I think it's probably that was Ventry's mission the whole time, to try to lure somebody out to the ocean in exchange for the brother. And that's where we left off, and it was kind of a big cliffhanger, and we're going to see how we go from here. Just a couple predictions as well while we're here. One, how the hell does Foss make it out of this? Like, he's got a broken leg, and there's nobody even close that knows where he's gone or would be able to help. So yeah, it's kind of the perfect crime. I really don't know how he's going to make it out of this. Does he make it out? They've already faked out that he was dead once. I doubt they're going to do the same thing again. To that point, do we go to the moon and have a look at what the Lunarians are doing and get some insight into there and meet some new characters? Potentially. The other option would be that the brother lashes out in some way, or Ventry lashes out in some way, and they take advantage of the situation and get out with Foss and the hostage as well. But I somehow find that unrealistic. Or it could be something completely different. There could be some being that just jumps out of the ocean and kills everybody, and it'll be cool because this show's cool and is really unexpected, and I'm really loving it. So the other thing would be, does Cinnabar get word of anything happening here? I've been predicting Cinnabar to jump in and save the day for ages now. It still hasn't happened, but this could be the opportunity to do so. Again, we just don't know. We're gonna have to see. And just some shill stuff before I start the episode proper. If you like the video, please consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, please subscribe. And yeah, drop your recommendations for new shows in the comments. Probably comedy, slice of life, that kind of stuff. Something a little more digestible. Or anything else to do with the show or my presentation or anything else, please don't hesitate to comment. I read them all and I really appreciate them. Cool. Cool. Let's get into the next episode, shall we? Cool, and we're back for the episode. I've got the episode up here. What's the time code on this sucker? 24 minutes and 2 seconds. There will be a timer in the bottom corner for you guys to follow along and that kind of thing. All I see at the moment is some grass and what looks like some pink hair, maybe? Alright. We're going to see how we go anyway. Let me get that up on the screen. There we go. And I'll give you guys a countdown. Rightio. Let's give it a 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. This was Morga, yeah? Okay. So this is kind of a time skip, it seems like. Watermelon. Foss is in trouble. Yeah, I'd think that's likely. Let me show this too. It's very true. No, that is not the case. Here we go. This is the connection. You seem good at knowing stuff that nobody else knows. It's all that Snell's fault. Ooh, that might be for you. Yeah. It's a good face again. Yeah, but you kind of wanted it though. Yeah, Foss is in a bad way. Okay. Looks like we're going to see the Lunarians, which is fun. I wonder what the because you're not getting those pieces back that have broken off Foss. So I wonder what the memory situation is like there. Look at these creeps. They're too happy. And into the opening. All right. So yeah, things did go south. It looks like there's no rescue on the way. Um, and we're just going to see what happens from there, I guess, and enjoy the opening for the time being, which I enjoy every single time. Just check that I'm recording as well. Yep, seems like I'm recording. That's all. That's always good. I haven't done that yet, where I haven't been recording. So hopefully I don't start now. Again, all the geometric shapes here, like shards of the different characters. It's effective. Now that I looked that up and see it was saw it was Kumiko's VA, that it makes a lot of sense. I kind of get similar vibes from them. Just like really good protagonists, you know? Got a bit of info here. Some footsteps. Yep. She can't even walk in a straight line. He can't even walk in a straight line. Okay, it looked like Foss was knocked out there, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Oh my god. Shinsha. And then Foss is like, hell no. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's nice from you. From Ventry. So it seems like they're associated with fire as well. Kind of the spirit. That makes sense. They murked the hell out of it though. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this the shell person. What the hell is going on? It's like a giant blanket. Again, the music is fantastic. How terrifying must this be for Foss? Like, what the hell? Oh, hello. It's not what I expected you to look like. Kawaii. How'd they even catch this thing in the first place? It's a wrecking shop right now. It's so weird. It's like that kind of like cloud thing that it's on. Is it gonna change now that it's in the water? Seems as such. Akliatsu. Okay, clearly a lot of care there. Still battling from the depths? Oh my god. Is he like knocked out now? Yes. I know this VA too, I think. It's kind of like Venom, though. Oh, I love the character design. Yeah, how do they like communicate? One of the bones. Okay, yep. So like direct. Subarashi. Life of domestication. So they like domesticated on the moon, kind of. Bit of guilt there, I think, from Ventricosis. That's very selfless. I wonder if their arms grow back. Also true, yes. on, on my birthday. Okay, and then that's kind of where we leave off. All right, cool. I think that's good out of all characters involved there. What a great sequence. That was great. Very well executed. I think this is going to be a short lived search, which is good. Stop being such a tsundere. Just go help. But it is, you want to make it your problem. Like kind of his own mind there. Oh, what's up? That's kind of tragic. It's a great shot. Damn, we're already halfway. Yeah, right. So why didn't Cinema go, hey, he's here? I guess we'll find out. Oh, didn't see Bort's there on his back. Big tired. Well, I guess it kind of was your problem then. Alright, that's nice. You're running out of times. I'm right here. The heel broke too. What the hell? Foss? I ain't even got no legs. How did you get here? What's he so mad about? Good point. Oh, I guess. Well, it's a bit early to be punishing, I think. Man, I'm dead. That's nice. Okay. It's a good. It's like a parent, right? Okay. Don't know. Maybe those horn things. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's kind of an upgrade. Oh, okay. All right, cool. But it's probably for the best if you don't have any legs, right? Hmm. That's probably the main reason, yeah. Hmm. It is. Okay. We're gonna get Foss some new legs. Oh, okay. They've actually fashioned them pretty well. I'm not so hopeful, I don't think. I like the design of them though. The color palette's really cool. Yeah, okay. I thought this would come back. Because they bring in energy from the sun, kind of. Thank you, Red Beryl. Why are you so interested? He really wants to know, that's funny. I wonder if the two other characters will come back. Ventry and whatever the other name was. Of course they'll come back. They have to come back, but maybe not now. Oh, standing up straight. Protagonist. My legs work. I got over it. My legs seemingly work really, really well. I really do like the design of them. They're really cool. He's so excited. Hell yeah. I guess you've been working like all night. Makes sense. Uh, Oh yeah, he's quick. This will be interesting. Hell yeah. I got superpowers. Yeah, whoa, I'm quick now. Yo, that's actually kind of sick. Kind of like an upgrade, like a superpower. And that was it? How will Cinnabar react to this information? That was such a great scene on the shore there, where Foss is kind of broken, and Cinnabar finds him. Thought it was really well done. Yeah, okay, so there's the imagery of the poisoned flowers as well. Okay. I wonder what this means to the future. I guess they kind of emphasized that metamorphize line before, but I wonder where we're going to take it now. Is everybody going to get these kind of upgrades, or is that kind of Foss's thing? Oh, next time on, can't do that. Can't do the next time on. Yeah, that was really good again. We're going to go through the episode and have a little look and see what we can find. And we're back for a little bit of analysis. That was a very interesting episode again, I think. The conflict at the start didn't really go the way I thought, but kind of still did in a way. There was an outside force that we had no idea about, which kind of impacted the situation and made it break even a little bit. So we didn't go up and see the Lunarians, but I think we're doing something interesting as well. Again, with this metamorphizing theme, with the new legs, new body parts, what can this mean for Foss going forward? How can this help Foss accomplish his goals? All this kind of stuff. There were some choice scenes here. I particularly liked the one where Foss is washed up on the beach and talking with Cinnabar there. Cinnabar needs to stop being such a damn tsundere. Like, everybody was out searching all night. You could have just brought the body right to them. That would have helped, I guess. I wonder if they're going to question that at all. Like, Foss is just back there and didn't have legs, so obviously couldn't have crawled there. I don't know. I wonder if that gets brought up at all. Let me just bring the episode up. Got the first frame here, and just like normal, I'm just going to pause whenever I find some stuff to talk about. So we kind of see this as the very first scene here, where we see Morga kind of looking out at the beach. They're out looking for Foss, and Morga thinks, oh yeah, ocean, and then sees some footprints later. Makes sense. Kind of sets up the conceit for the first half of the episode anyway. And we kind of have this strategy meeting here. So my first real question is kind of why don't they immediately know to look in the ocean, if that makes any sense? Like the doctor should know. Red Beryl, I think was his name, should definitely know based on the events of the last episode, or at least be able to heavily infer that that's the case by stealing the suit and the resin and that kind of thing. Do they just need some confirmation from Morga? I guess that would make sense. But yeah, that would be the first place I would look based on what happens. And just looking at this table here, like that's kind of like their map of the island in a way. It's cool, and they've kind of like looks like they've blocked some points off and like it's like an actual search. That's another thing with 3D CG. You don't normally get the level of detail, so you can't really look at stuff closely and glean stuff from it. But that seems like not the case here. You can pause some frames and have a look at some maps and stuff as well, which is awesome. Yeah, so they kind of mention it. Maybe he really went to the sea. Yeah. Do you think he was just fucking around? Of course he's going to the sea. Dyer says, I'm going to head out for a bit. There might be somebody that might know. And who is that somebody? Why, it's our friend Cinnabar, of course. And Cinnabar, in textbook fashion, doesn't give a very straight answer and kind of just alludes the question a little bit and goes, This isn't my problem. Of course it's not my problem. Why would he go this far for me? Blah, 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 blah. All that tsundere kind of stuff. Again, very interested in where this is going to go, if it'll resolve in a meaningful way in 12 episodes, or is it going to be a bit more of a long haul thing that I'm going to need to read the manga for? So yeah, we kind of go from this cinnabar of I never asked for this, blah 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 blah, all this kind of stuff, straight to this shot of Foss being dragged up from the ocean, like the direct consequence of what Cinnabar is saying in that scene, is shown in the very next scene. Just, just good sequencing, good filmmaking, that kind of stuff. Connects in the brain well. And more to the point, so Foss has lost the legs here. Are they just sitting on the ocean floor? Couldn't they theoretically go back to the ocean and find the same legs, go back to the same point? Maybe Foss has forgotten where that point is. Maybe the Lunarians have taken those chunks already. Potentially it's a dangerous place that Lunarians patrol and would potentially pick you off if you all went out there at once. Maybe. There's lots of reasons why they can't go back for the original legs, and I like the direction they took the story in. And then, yeah, we get a good look at the Lunarians here. They're all like disgusting freaks. Look at how happy they are to be like killing this person. Well, not person, but gem. Maybe our spirits are disgusting little freaks. Maybe that's who we are, deep down inside. Greedy, narcissistic, inhumane. I don't know. They seem to be particularly villainous. Just be interesting to see how we contextualize that later. Yeah, and then this is the confirmation, I guess, that they need that Foss actually went out to the ocean. The footsteps here. Makes sense. So I'm wondering about the hierarchy of the Lunarians as well, because it seems like there's some like really big Lunarians that kind of control these clouds, and then the smaller ones. I wonder what that's saying about spirit as a theme. Like we all follow one person in a way, one god. It's a very religious theme again, like a larger than life figure. Lots of ways you can take it. It's pretty loaded. I like it. And the use of fire is interesting as well, as opposed to the water of the body, and as opposed to like the bone or the solid rock of the gems. I think Mad Makashima mentioned Buddhism, and I'm wondering if they're taking a little bit from that philosophy with this, and I'm just too stupid to notice. It could be possible. It's just an interesting law system. You can take it in a lot of different directions. It's clearly built upon something and packed full of meaning. But more put to the point of the scene, then the spirit becomes greedy, which is another very human emotion, and wants Ventry to go and fetch other gems and potentially use Foss as bait for the capture of more gems, namely Cinnabar. Then we get some choice looks here by both of the characters. Like this suggestion's brought up, and Foss is just like, I want no part of this. Please just don't do this. Let them just take me. I don't want Cinnabar to be involved at all. Very selfless, very heroic, very protagonist. Love it. Think it's great. Ventry then responds to this face like, nah, Foss is the best I can do. Like, even though that's probably not the case, I think she already feels pretty bad about how the situation has unfolded, the whole betrayal thing, and we'll see later that they're actually, yeah, they come around. They're good guys and deep down. She just wants her brother back, which makes sense. But yeah, the Lunarians aren't having that shit and burn her to a crisp. Really, she loses an arm in the process. I wonder if they regenerate in a way or kind of stay like that forever. At a similar rate, are these Lunarians dead forever? Because they don't really have a concept of life and death the same way that the what were we calling them? The Admirabilis do. So from that perspective, I guess their injuries would sustain, where the spirits kind of don't. So yeah, then I guess as a result of this happening, the burning of Ventry there, the brother kind of responds. I guess it had some kind of cognizant thought about the whole thing and chose to retaliate. It seems big and powerful, and I don't know why it didn't do this sooner. I guess it caught them all off guard. I guess that's kind of what it was. But it also seems like they have no power to contain it, right? They tried the fire, and it didn't really like the fire, but also it's not going to stop it. It's freaking huge. So I wonder what the plan was there. That would have brought stronger guards in that case, I guess. Oh, I see. It was kind of tied down in a way where it just broke free of those ties, but they thought it was fine. I guess that works from both perspectives, I feel. Yeah, okay, that works. Then, yeah, we get a better shot at this thing. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Some kind of another, like, sea slug or sea microorganism that I'm not aware of, really. Not microorganism. You know what I mean, though. some kind of smaller sea creature that like a bottom feeder. But yeah, it is quite cute. Looks kind of like a cat in a weird way. So yeah, I agree with Foss's little comment there. Aculetus? Aculeatus? Aculeatus. We're gonna go with that. Is the name of this creature, and seems to be. I thought it was maybe like a partner, but it seems to be a brother. So yeah, they try to use the fire to fight it, and the fire doesn't work. And eventually, Aculeatus drops into the ocean and reveals his true form in a way, kind of like how the snail was dropped into the ocean, or the little bit of salt water became very small, and then dropped into the ocean and became Ventri's true form. Makes sense. Yeah, so to that effect, do the spirits look different? Spirits. Do the Lunarians look different on the moon? Would the gems look different if prolonged to underwater exposure for a very long time? Would they look different on the moon? I like the fighting style and the animation here used by on Aculeatus. I think it's effective. I think it's a good use of CG. I commented that it was kind of like Venom, like with all the tendrils and that kind of thing. I don't think that's too far off the mark. But here we see some what would you call it? Some collateral damage in the conflict between the two. Yeah, Foss's head just gets split the hell open, like his face is just flying everywhere. So, and we see it gets reattached later and all that, but I'm guessing that probably hurts the old cognitive function a little bit, losing that much of yourself at once. The other part here, I woke up, so they thought that Aculeatus was asleep, and they also tied Aculeatus up, and they didn't think that Aculeatus would do anything. So those are the reasons why this escape occurred, in a way. Underestimation of power, and they thought that Aculeatus was asleep the whole time. The Lunarians may be weak, but they are both swift and cunning. Word of our escape is likely to reach the moon at any moment. So yeah, there's some kind of, I guess, collective network there, or communication network between what is happening on the ground and the moon. And it doesn't seem like there's a limit to these spirits the same way there's a limit to everybody else. Or maybe we just haven't seen everybody else yet. But yeah, there's only 28, I think they said, gems, where there seems to be nay infinite amount of spirits or Lunarians. So we'll see. I think this is a great face by Ventricosis or Ventri. Kind of like, we can leave right now. We could not do anything. It's kind of like judging. Like, we have the opportunity to do the right thing here. And I'm wondering if I should take it. It's good. Again, a lot were done with a little. Something you don't see a lot from CG shows. Impressive. And then, yeah, Foss is protagonisting out. How am I supposed to be mad after hearing all that? You're just as oppressed as us. Of course, the circumstances were the way they had to be. It was just unlucky that I was in the situation that I was put in and caught in the middle of all of this. It's my bad. Well, not really my bad, but I understand why you had to do what you did. I can't be mad at this circumstance. Extremely heroic. Like a great perspective on the whole situation from somebody involved in the situation where normally people wouldn't have such perspective. I was ready to call Ventricus a scum. I'm very not like this. I think that's admirable. I think this act of selflessness, this act of heroicism, is kind of rewarded by these two when they elect to save Foss. And of course, the main thing on Foss's mind keeps Cinnabar out of this. Again, emphasizing the heroicism and the selflessness. I don't know how to help my friends like you can, so I might as well be useful. And being useful is staying out of the way. It's a bit sad. But yeah, again, kind of getting that sympathy out of Ventri here, which is good. And of course, you helped your friends, even though you keep stuffing up and you've almost died twice. At least you're out there trying. You're being heroic. You're being selfless. That's all we want. This is another interesting comment. I thought you must be so much younger than me, and yet look at what you've accomplished. Because Foss is 300. We get an exact number there, which is one of the younger of the gems that we learn later. But still, Like, I wonder, yeah, they have a cycle of life and death, kind of the Admirabilis, in a way. This is kind of Foss, like, lamenting her own immortality or existence in a way. Not immortality, you know what I mean, though. Like, she doesn't die of old age, right? And because kind of Ventry has this limit on her life, right, in a way, that she kind of needs to execute stuff quickly. She can't just say, oh, yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. She needs to do it now, and because she's going to be out of time, and we've got to do all we can on this earth while we're alive. Well, I think Foster's kind of jealous of that, and he wants to take that philosophy forward a little bit, I feel. Again, contrasting the two life forms between the softness and the hardness of the Admirabilis and the gems, and the body and the bone. It works well for this scene where Foss is also contemplating the differences between the two. If we're not willing to change either, we're no different from the Lunarians, are we? I wonder what's happened in the past there. Also, yeah, willing to change. So Foss has actually made some change here through changing of Ventry's opinions, especially if Ventry is actually the ruler that she claims. That'd be interesting going forward, I think. But willing to change. Like, in the past, always they would take their own race over everybody else. They would always, take the easy way out in a way. Interesting to see where that goes, I think. And just as we're falling here, Aculeatus kind of breaks off these two things of the shell, which are going to serve as Foss's legs going forward and seemingly have superpowers. Kind of. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, we kind of got the whole crew here ready to go in and try and save Foss, which is nice. Adamant's got the whole search crew, and they've used all the information together, and they know that Foss went that away. But of course, we have Cinnabar on the sidelines that has all the information. First, we get this kind of little internal monologue kind of thing from Cinnabar that's pictured by the use of the ocean as a visual metaphor as well. Very dark. Like, this is kind of the devil on the shoulder, right? I think would be better off without somebody like that. Like that inner voice trying to speak to you, trying to coax you out of something. But Cinnabar thinks better of it and does the right thing. In the end, kind of. Again, Cinnabar could have just taken the body, taken Foss right to the group of searching people to prevent them from searching so much, but he didn't, and that's where we are. A useless fool who can't do anything. It's also manifesting a bit of self-doubt, self-esteem issues, all those kind of things out of Cinnabar. What's happened in the past? We're definitely craving that flashback for Cinnabar, I feel. So it seems the two have just kind of dropped Foss off here, and who was promptly discovered by Cinnabar. I wonder if Ventry found Cinnabar and put them right here behind him, ready for him to find, or is this just coincidence? Is the express purpose of the parts of the shell to serve as legs? Again, unsure. Or was it just a coincidence? Just kind of an offering of peace in a way. And return the bowl. Master Adamant will be mad if you didn't return the bowl. Remember that. There was nothing out for you in the ocean. I'm sorry, but tomorrow I'll try harder, so forgive me. Even in this level, sympathetic, empathetic, selfless, protagonistic. That's a hero, ladies and gentlemen. Careful. He's a hero. You know? That's insane. So when they're searching, they kind of use these jellyfish as lights. Do they just kind of have them on hand, or is that? Or did they just find them on the ocean floor? It seems like part of it's kind of lit up, so maybe they didn't really need them after all. Again, I couldn't imagine trying to find somebody on the ocean floor. It's pretty damn big and not really full of features. And yeah, everyone's exhausted. It's the middle of the night. They need to fight the Lunarians tomorrow. Look at Bort's draped over Adamant's shoulder there. There's a lot of reasons to stop the search. And yes, Cinnabar just takes Foss all the way to the uninhabited kind of home base, just leaves him there. Somebody will find him. We can ask the questions later. I wonder if Cinnabar had some thought about keeping the kind of bits of the shell there to try to help with the leg situation. Because he seems pretty knowledgeable about all this kind of stuff from the snail tidbit we got last week. But yeah, that was pretty good foresight. They ended up being very useful. Trademark bit of comedy here, like the the one character like responds to somebody without realizing the importance of them being there. You know, the audience knows something that the characters on screen doesn't. Creates comedy. It's classic. And it works really well here. Get a great little reaction out of the doc here as well. And they kind of go for the same joke twice in a row because then Jade comes in and then it's like, oh my goodness, we need the resin now. There's something more. We found him. He's here. It's good. So yeah, Adamant must have got word of this somehow, and then everybody thought, oh yeah, you're gonna get like shattered into a million billion pieces. So everyone get out of the room because if you're here as well, you could get hurt. And if the doctor gets hurt, then the doctor can't put anybody back together again. But it'd be a weird reaction from Adamant, I think, if he was to scold kind of Foss straight away. Like, maybe wait till he recovers a little bit first instead of just blowing him to pieces immediately. I don't know. But yeah, I think I commented during the reaction portion that this is something that a parent would do. Like, kind of like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed type of thing. Like, I'm still care about you. I am really mad about this, but mostly I'm just glad you're okay. Adamant seems like a good guy. I'm going to keep saying it because I had my doubts initially. And maybe he has some information that he's not exactly being forthcoming with. I think that's a possibility. But he definitely cares about the gems. And I wonder where this will go. Kind of, I hereby recall the production of your encyclopedia. Like, Foss, is it a Foss you take it easy? Or is it a Foss you're not well equipped enough to do this? Is it you're fired, or do you have some time off because you're going through some stuff? And potentially, after the last episode, thinks, hey, maybe you have the stuff to try and help Cinnabar in a way instead. Maybe that's what he's saying in his own mind, Adamant is. But it's an interesting one, because Foss seems pretty depressed about it later, but Foss was never all that interested in the encyclopedia. I guess losing your job at any rate is kind of depressing. But anyway. Yeah, actually, looking at these eyes in a way, I think it's more of a, hey, you take it easy. Or you've got bigger fish to fry. It's not a punishment per se. Because yeah, the eyes are serious but kind, I think. A lot of care in that, as opposed to malice or anger or anything like that. Yeah, your work has been put on hold because Sensei is worried about you being the youngest. Okay. Makes sense. And you going off and doing your stuff, it really wears down the others when they have to like catch you. As evidenced by the two in the background having a snooze. Like, you're trouble, Foss, but it's worth it. You're worth having around. Okay, so the shell piece is made of, so the interior material, like, I don't know what they call it, a gate or something, uh, seems to mix with the outside material. So the interior material is like a 7, and then the outer material is less than a 3.5. So if you kind of mix them together, crudely, it makes about your hardness level. So you can't just add stuff to your body that's harder. It has to kind of match the level, otherwise it won't really make sense. Foss seems hesitant here to tell them directly what happened, or maybe can't remember directly what happened. Because I'd be telling them, yeah, like there was this trade thing going on, and also there's Admirabilis, and also there's this whole lore thing going on with the spirit, the bone, and the flesh, and all that. But let's give him the benefit of the doubt that he can't remember any of that. I think the design of the legs is like awesome. I love the colors. I love the sheen of them. I like the swirl. It kind of looks like like a I don't know what you'd call it, like a candy shop or something with like the twirly thing. But yeah, I think they're like they kind of serve as thigh high stockings in a way as well, which I always like in a character design. No complaints here. I think this is a great upgrade, and we'll see later that it is a superpower esque upgrade. And here we kind of see like, oh yeah, Foss lost legs and also bits off his face and all this kind of jazz. Of course, he's not going to be exactly remembering everything because that was set up before. Makes perfect sense. And it was something I worried about in the predictions portion of this episode. So I wonder how that's going to manifest, if it's going to keep happening, or we're going to relearn names, or we have to relearn stuff that happened before. Maybe this opens up the opportunity to remember things that were once forgotten as well. Maybe there's some advantage to it as well. We're gonna have to see. This would also be me, by the way, because I'm terrible with remembering names. So this would be like awful. This is hell for me. Forget all the names you've ever learnt. Terrible. I would have an awful time. But this is interesting too. Like, oh yeah, they're powered off the sun. That's how they get their sustenance. So, oh, and then that's interesting. I never really thought about that. That's like the contrast with the moon from the Lunarians. Interesting. Okay, I see you, show. You got some stuff going on. I really like this character they've introduced. What's his name? Red Beryl. I think Red Beryl is adorable. I hope Red Beryl continues being in the show. And then I don't know who the hell this is, but they're super interested in the Lunarians. So I'm going to imagine that this character is going to come back at some point once we learn more about the Lunarians and maybe we'll bounce ideas off of them and that kind of thing. That seems like something that would happen. Alex is his name. Okay, Alex. Yeah, Alex has definitely come back. Look at that face. Yeah, Alex is coming back. So Foss falls over and then this butterfly comes across the screen. Is this just like direct contrast? Like, you can't even move and I can fly? Like, between organic and inorganic again? Or am I getting my English teacher on a little bit and overanalyzing a butterfly just flying across the screen? Either way is possible. But kind of as it is with this show, we see that Foss, once he kind of remembers Cinnabar and his promise and how much he cares for Cinnabar and all that kind of stuff, of course the legs start working. Look at this hero shot. Hell yeah. I have to stand up, I have to do these things for my friend. Or potentially more than friend. And yeah, the legs really shine through here. I love the color of them. Kind of that amber going on. Like, I say that it's the memory of Cinnabar that jolts Foss awake, but most certainly it's probably the sun, now that I'm looking at this shot. Combination of both, let's call it that. We get this great panning shot here of Foss discovering the power of the legs and how they work and how good they are. Really, they're amazing. They help Foss move at lightning speed. Yeah, and I really struggled to pause on this frame. That's how fast Foss is moving. Yeah, and this comes as a surprise to everybody involved, not the least bit myself. I wonder where this is going to go. I wonder if this is going to help Foss achieve his overall goals with Cinnabar. I think it's going to be interesting if Cinnabar sees the contrast between the way that Foss was on the beach and the way that Foss is now. I think that'll result in some interesting reactions, especially considering Cinnabar has to feel somewhat responsible, considering that he was the one that saved Foss and took Foss to the home base and make sure that he kept the shell parts. And we ended on a goddamn Breath of the Wild shot, and that's kind of the end of the episode. Yeah. Interested to see where we go from here. It'll probably be 2 episodes next week, so please look forward to that. Yep. So the structure should be 2, which will be 6 and 7, then 8 and 9, and then 10, 11, and 12 to finish the show. So should be done in 3 weeks, that kind of thing. Again, please keep suggesting shows because I'm going to look for this show's replacement eventually, which would be sad. Sad to see the gems go. Also, demand for kind of like a manga reading. Maybe I could do that on a Tuesday. Maybe some manga reading Tuesday. Be more easy to record and edit, I think. But we'll see how we go. Anyway, that's the end of the episode today. If you liked the video, please consider liking the video. And if you like the video and want to see more, please consider subscribing. Please leave a comment with whatever you thought about the episode, new show selections for the Tuesday Australian time slot that I have going on, or that's going to start, or new show suggestions for this slot, whenever Land of the Lustrous kind of ends. I've gotten all the show suggestions in kind of like a Google Doc, and I'm going to do a poll at some point. I don't know how that's going to manifest, but it will in some way. At any rate, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'll see you next week for the next episode. Awesome. See you later. Thanks.